Okay, so now that we have CentOS installed, we're going to install the VirtualBox extensions, which basically make the virtual machine experience a little bit nicer. You can move your mouse outside the virtual machine without having to press any keys to exit out. You can stretch the window, and the operating system that you're running in the virtual machine will automatically stretch its screen resolution. You can get higher screen resolutions and full screen and all that sort of nice stuff. So to do that, what we need to do first is install some additional software on CentOS. So we want to open in terminal by right-clicking and clicking open in terminal. So when we get our terminal window come up, what I'll do is I'll just change the size of our text. Now I'm only doing this for the recording to make it a little bit nicer for you. Let me just find... so here where it says use system font, I'm just going to make the font a little bit bigger. Okay. Alright, so you'll learn what these commands mean later on. But basically what we're doing is we're going to install the development tools. Password is password if you use the same one that I did. I'm going to press Control C to close out of this. So it looks like there's something already using Yum. Now with my screen resolution being this bad, it's a little bit hard for me to see what it is. So I'm just going to kill the process. It's telling me what the process here is. So the PID is 13415. So I'm just going to go kill dash. I'll try kill it gracefully. Dash 15 13415. Now you may have a different. Whoops. And I'm going to do it as sudo. Alright, so hopefully that process has killed itself gracefully. I'm pressing the up arrow key to find my previous commands. And now it's happy. Alright. So now that I have all these packages, these are basically development packages that will get installed that will allow the VirtualBox extensions to compile things. It will install compilers, it will, I think it adds kernel headers, yes it adds kernel headers and different things like that, so the VirtualBox extensions will be able to compile everything that it needs and it will be happy. So I'm just going to press Y for yes and click enter. And you can see here that it now goes through and it will install a bunch of packages. And I don't think it will take that long, but I will pause the video anyway so you don't have to wait. Okay, so now it's gone through and it's asking me to verify some keys. So I'm just going to click Y for yes. And it continues through and now it's actually installing the packages that that were downloaded. Shouldn't take that long, so we'll just let the video continue through. And you can see it's installing quite a few different packages. They're just development related packages, like I said before, so we can install the VirtualBox additions, which requires compiling of some things. So we're roughly halfway through. See here you can see that it's installing kernel development files. And hopefully it will finish soon. And there we go, it's complete. Okay, so now that we've installed the development tools, I just want to completely update the system yum update, and that and updating the system will just make sure that that everything is up to date, and we won't get anything being upset with the guest additions and stuff like that. So basically we just want to press yes and let it do the update to update everything. And what I will do is, because there's quite a few packages, I will pause this recording. Okay, so now that I have completed the update, we have the latest kernel, we should have the latest kernel headers and all that sort of stuff. So now what we want to do is just reboot the system, just to make sure that the system is running the latest kernel. So when we create the VirtualBox additions, it will be for the right kernel. So we just want to use sudo shutdown -r for restart now, and put our password in. And this will just make sure that we're running the latest and greatest kernel. And let's just log in. And if we right click and go, actually we don't need to right click. Alright, so what we want to do now is go to the devices menu and we want to click insert guest addition CD-ROM image. And what that will do is it will mount a CD. Just click this box and click yes, we want to run it. It will ask us for our password. And you can see here, now that we've updated our system, we have the latest kernel headers that correspond to it, and it's going through, it's removing any old stuff that was there, and now it's building the main guest additions. You can see here it's compiling it, and it wouldn't be able to do that if we didn't do the group install development tools, because it wouldn't have the development tools to do it. And so in here you can see that everything is all okay. There's no errors. It does recommend that we restart the Windows system to make sure that everything is running happily. So you can see here there's no errors. So we have the guest additions completely installed. If we click return, this will disappear. We want to right click and we just want to eject the additions. Right click, open in terminal, and we will reboot the computer again just to make sure that the additions are running. Now I'm just going to click enter. And if we click so now that I have the guest additions running, if I stretch this window out, although it doesn't seem to be happy. Alright, so for whatever reason the guest editions was upset, but now it's happy again. Not sure why that is. I don't normally get that happen, but now if I go to full screen, okay, you will see that I get a full screen and it's happy. And I should also be able to go into displays. You can see that I've got the 1220 by 720 screen resolution in full screen. That's the screen resolution that I'm doing the recordings at, so 720p. And that's mainly because of the guest editions. If I didn't have the guest editions, I wouldn't be able to get the high screen resolutions, and the full screen would have black around the edges and stuff like that. Not sure why when I first did it, it was unhappy with the black screen. Maybe it was still loading stuff in the background because we'd just done a reboot. But it is happy there now. And so now I will stop the recording.